live for my second live. Um, Today I'm going to continue our talk on gemstones. I'm going to do a recap just to bring people up to speed because not everybody was able to see my first live. And then I'm going to give you additional information on gemstones. Uh, Now I want to say my disclaimer that this information that I'm giving is just information for you. It's not a diagnosis or anything like that. You have to consult your physician for that kind of information. So um, I am Dalila Sahaja, and this is the essence of Sahaja's Living, where we talk everything health and wellness for women 40 and beyond. So do it. So for the recap, wanted to start with my favorite stone, which is rose quartz. And rose quartz is supposed to help you be more loving, to have self-love for yourself. It also draws love to you. It helps you with your heart to open up your heart and your feelings, your emotions. That's what rose quartz is for. And the next stone I talked a little bit about, and that was turquoise. I used this stone a great deal a few years ago when I was unable to speak my truth. And, I would just let people kind of run over me, um, over talk me. And I realized that I needed to do something about that. And so I started to wear turquoise to help me with that. It's for strengthening your throat if you have any issues, health issues with your throat, and it's to help you speak your truth. I also have citrine. Citrine is used in conjunction with amber to help you as a natural antibiotic and to keep away colds and flus and other things. And also, it's a very strong and potent prosperity stone combination to draw prosperity and abundance to you. Oh, and also amber, again, is not really a stone. It is a resin, and it comes from a tree, it's sap from a tree that hardens over time, hundreds of years, and it has different shapes that it um, forms into, and it does a lot of good for the body and to draw prosperity. So I always wear my amber um, pendant. I want to also go over the protective stones. The protective stones are usually black. We have black onyx, we have black tourmaline, um, obsidian, black obsidian, and this here is shungite. And shungite came from a meteor that fell down, I think it was in Germany a long time ago. And it has been known to be one of the more potent gemstones for protection. It pulls away radiation um, from your body, it goes into the stone. It's good for radiation in your environment, from the cell towers, your cell phone, TVs, microwaves, all your electronics. That's what shungite is good for. It also protects you from negative energy. Anybody who's coming around you talking a lot of negative talk, this will, that negative talk, that negative energy will go into the stone instead of um, hurting you as far as you getting emotional and all upset and everything. This is also shungite as well. And this is a shungite disc. And I use this disc, I put it inside the case of my cell phone. And so when you talk on your phone, the radiation doesn't go into your ear or your side of your face, it goes into the stone. They also have it in as a pendant, so you can wear it as a necklace. Very powerful stone. I always wear my shungite for my protection. Hematite is also a protection stone. And hematite is black, but it has that shiny, silvery color as well on it. Okay. And I also talked about the combination stones that are used to help women with perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. And those are the rhodonite. Rhodonite has different pinks, blacks, and browns, like with pink swirling through it. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And then there's rhodochrosite. That's pinkish with some brown or blacks running through it. And they come in different color pinks, lighter pinks, darker pinks. This is rhodochrosite. And the other stone, rose quartz, which helps with you with your emotions and with having love, self-love for yourself. So these three stones put together make a powerful bracelet or necklace to help women um, alleviate some of the uh, uncomfortableness of menopause. Another combination stone of stones that I talked about was a combination that are these three: the rhodonite, rhodochrosite, and rose quartz, paired also with garnet. And these four stones help you draw your soulmate to you. So if any of the ladies or anyone wants to help their situation out a little bit further, a little extra push, you would get a combination of these four stones to draw your soulmate to you. And I don't know if they have them readily available in stores, so you would have to have it made, or if you're adventurous, make it yourself. Um, so those are my combination stones. With the gemstones, now I talked to you about um, washing your stones, like when you get them, either your jewelry or just a single stone or several stones. You need to wash them after you purchase them. You would wash them in warm soapy water and rinse them off in a warm water, and then pat them dry and let them sit either in the sun outside or in your windowsill. And that is so the sun can charge the stone to make it active to be able to serve you as a tool for whatever healing or protection that you're looking for. So you let it sit out in the sun for an hour or in your windowsill for an hour. And then, and if it's a cloudy day, you let it sit there for 3 hours. So that, because, if clouds are in the way, it won't get that potent, really strong sunlight. If you're in a hurry, you don't have time to let your gemstones sit for an hour and you got to go off to work and you want your stones on, just, give them a few minutes of sun and, put them on and go. As if you don't have time, you don't have time. And you need to have your gemstones with you for whatever the occasion is. After you've washed them, um, and before you wear them, you would set an intention. You would set your intention that, let's say, your protection stone, set an intention to have this stone um, protect you while you're out and about or wherever it is that you're going. Um, so you set an intention, and then you place the stone on your heart and you say a prayer and ask God to allow this stone that you use as a tool, as a helper to protect you while you go wherever it is that you're going. So you say a sincere prayer from your heart for your protection. And then you put the stone or you put the jewelry on and go on your way. What's very important is that after you've taken so much care preparing your gemstone jewelry before you wear it, you put it on and you're going throughout your day, and some child, your child, or somebody says, "Oh, that's so pretty," and they want to touch it. And if you you can say, please, don't touch. Or if they touch it, you just, when you get home or whatever, you need to wash it because that person has put their energy onto your stones. And these are your stones for to aid you. You don't want anybody else's energy on your stones. So you just would you know, do the procedure again, wash it in the warm, soapy water, rinse it, pat it dry, and put it back in the sun. If you can avoid somebody touching them, you said, "Oh, please don't touch my stones. These are made specifically for me." Of course, you're going to be courteous. So that's just to make sure that your stones has the right vibration for you and not someone else's energy. So you don't let your babies chew on your gemstones. You can get them in amber. I remember I said that in the first live. Get them some amber beads, make them a necklace, and they can gum on that amber, and that amber soothes their gums, and it's also the natural antibiotic. So you can get that for your baby if your baby wants to teeth on something, chew on something. So let's see, you know, when you're preparing for a live or just to do a video, you have everything together in your mind, and then you get in front of the camera and it's like, okay, what's next? So let me just sit here for a minute. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. If um, you have gemstones that are just the stone itself and not jewelry, you can place them once, you did all the preparation for them. You can place them on a plate, a saucer, or a bowl, or you can get a little pouch to put your gemstones in, and you can put them or place them around your house. Or you should have a protection stone in your car. You can put them, like I said, in your workplace to keep, negative energy, negative Nancy's away from your desk so you can be productive and stay positive. And the pouches come in all different forms. This is a more sturdier pouch. And this one, a little fancier one. And this one as well, that has zippers. Okay, so those are the pouches that you can use. And also, I was going to tell you the story. I forgot about that. So as far as the protection stone is concerned, again, A couple of friends of mine told me stories of their putting their gemstones on their desks because they had some negative people that they wanted to stay away from their work area. And so when they put their stones out, those negative Nancy's could not stay in the area. They would come in for a minute, say something, and they would leave out. And so my friend told me about that several times, that she says she does not come in this office. She'll stand in the door, say what she has to say, and she's out of there. So that's just confirmation that the gemstones do work as tools to help you in life. So I also wanted to bring back up the books, the two that I have. This is my gemstone book. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know if there's a glare. Okay, that looks better. And it has so many gemstones in it. And it talks about their history, what they're supposed to help you with, and different um, varieties of the same kind of stone and shapes. And this is my other book. Now, this book, the Crystal Bible 2, there's a Crystal Bible 1, but at the time I wasn't able to find it. So I got the other book that helps me find out what stones are. And this book has even more obscure stones in it. So if you're really interested in gemstones, you might get yourself one of these books. And there's many others as well. Okay. I believe that was everything as far as the care of the gemstones are concerned. And I wanted to give you a little demonstration of putting together a bracelet. Because like I said in the first video, I used to make jewelry with my daughters when they were 8 and 9, and they started with plastic beads, but I kind of asked them to look at making the gemstone jewelry so they can help people with different things that they're going through. So today I am going to use kyanite. I did not talk about kyanite before. This is kyanite, and these are polished and tumbled and polished stones. And there are different shades of blue. And I chose the kyanite because for me it's going to help me rise to a higher level in my consciousness. When it comes to, I'm very interested in dreams and the meaning of my dreams. So I want to remember my dreams in detail and kind of put together what God is trying to tell me about in my dreams. What is the message? So that's why I chose the kyanite, because that's what it's good for. And I want to bring up, and for this bracelet I'm using stretchy string. And you can get those from any bead shop or hobby shop. And also my little placeholder. It keeps my beads from going everywhere. Okay. And kyanite comes in two colors that I'm aware of, and that is black kyanite. Let's see if I got that right. Nope. This is the black kyanite, and it's a really raw form. And I took them and made them into earrings. So yeah, these are earrings. I just took some of the adhesive that they use for jewelry and just made these into earrings. So this is black kyanite. And this, like I said, is the blue kyanite. So before we begin, when you're using stretchy string, they tell you to stretch out the string um, at least 4 or 5 times. I live right down the street from the fire department, if you heard the siren, so they're always coming by. So you stretch it out about 4 or 5 times, and you do that so if you are using a heavy stone like the rhodochrosite, it won't, what is it? The weight of the stones can make it droop, and you'll, instead of having a nice tight fit, it'll be drooping down, and you don't want that. So they say you should stretch it out before you start your beading. Okay, so oops, move that out the way. Kyanite. Okay, so I have some stones, some beads in here, and I've already started it as well because I didn't know how coordinated I would be while I'm trying to talk. So let me get started ahead of time. And also you need to make sure that if you buy um, a strand of beads, that the stretch string that you purchase can fit through the hole. Because I've bought strands of beads and the hole was so small that you could hardly get the string through it, or you might have to get like a thinner gauge of string. Um, if you have that as a situation when you're trying to bead. It doesn't take too long, except for, of course, I'm multitasking. Hopefully I can get this done for you all. And so I wanted to tell you about my day. It was very interesting. I don't know if anybody experienced something similar today. The energy was so high today. I'm an empath, so I feel everything. I feel people's energy uh, at work, wherever I am, if I'm with people in close proximity, or if I was in a crowd of people and everybody's um, around, like at a concert, that might really have me revved up. So today, I was very revved up, and I was revved up in very emotional ways. Um, I was sad for no reason. I was agitated. Um, my stomach started to hurt for no reason. I had been drinking water all day long because of the way I was feeling. And so at one point, I was so, I guess, sad that, I was teary. I'm like, what the heck? I was like, what's going on? And yeah, that was my day. And it didn't start off that way. It started off really nice. I was a little tired because of the weekend, but I was happy, talking to my coworkers and everything. Everything was good. Um, but I don't know. That I was just wondering if any of you all felt any of that strong energy today, because it really affected me. So this is not quite as, I think I might need a few more, but after you string it to your size, and I meant to say that actually, that you want to kind of measure the length that you need. I usually just put it around my wrist and kind of eyeball it. And then once you get that size, that's your wrist size, then you give it about 3 inches more. And you do that because you need to tie it 3 to 4 times really tight to secure it so that it doesn't fall apart on you. And I usually, tie it 3 or 4 times, and then I'll let me see, tie it once because I still haven't finished it, and then I'll stretch it this way, and then I'll pull it that way to make sure it's really, really tight, so it doesn't come apart. So yeah, it really needs to be strung about 3 or 4 times to make sure that it stays on there. So very simple. Anybody can do it. So I would encourage you. I think for me, it's very relaxing. Like people do knitting or crochet or whatever. It's relaxing to me, and then I know um, that I'll be using it to help myself or to help someone else. I want to put the right energy, calm energy into the piece. So I don't know what happened this time. Last time I was able to see your comments. This time I'm not. So I guess that was a fluke. I guess that was a fluke last time. It just popped up and I could see your comments. So if you have any questions, please leave them for me tonight or tomorrow if you're seeing this later on. I hope that you found this information helpful. And yeah, until we do this again, I intend to do a live every Sunday at 8 p.m. But let me know if Sunday's good for you or if Monday's better at 8 p.m. I'd like to know for the majority of people so I can come on at that time. So thank you for coming. I see you. I got a couple of people there, and I'm grateful. I am so grateful. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And until we see each other again, peace and love. That's very interesting, guys.